Thank you so much for staying with us, everyone. We've been looking at the works in terms of roads being done by the Buhari government based on the promises the party made at the campaigns and the manifesto of the party. Let's get perspectives into this matter now. Joining me is a public affairs analyst, Mr. C. Don Ajinoba. Many thanks for coming on the program. If you look at, maybe we should flash it again, what the party says that it wants to do in their manifesto and some of the promises being made in terms of the second Niger Bridge, the third mainland, the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, and some of the issues raised by the party at the campaign, and what the minister said in this interview. What do you make of this Buhari government in terms of road construction and works in these last 2 years or so?
Well, thanks, Sheung. I'm not a member of the APC, nor am I a spokesman. But what I do know is that everybody's roots, whether you're a PDP or APC or you belong to any other political party. So for me, really, the issue goes beyond party levels. I'm a frequent road user. I came back from the East last Sunday, that's a week ago. I'm back tomorrow morning. I'm going back to the East.
By road?
In the last 2 months.
You're going by road?
By air.
Okay.
Regularly by road. Why do I do that? Because the roads have improved dramatically and there is better traffic management.
What routes do you take? I mean, for some of these people
regularly. Well, I live in the Ajah part of Lagos. So normally I will go through up there and then Ijebode and then Ore, Benin, and of course Asaba, Onitsha. I come from Anambra State, so I go to Oka, and of course I grew up in Enugu, so I go to Enugu regularly. So these are my routes, but I do go to other parts of the country too. But the good thing that things have improved in a way nobody can afford to deny. And as I've said, not just in terms of the number of roads being constructed or being reconstructed, the quality is extremely important, and also the management of traffic. A year ago, it's common for people to spend 3 hours, especially on Sundays, in or area of Ondo State. And over 3 times, I spent 3 hours on one spot. But today, not anymore. So if there's any portion where reconstruction is going on, you have policemen, you have soldiers, and you have, of course, officials of the construction company directing traffic, and everything happens orderly. And I'm quite impressed with that. By the way, there is something I noticed last Christmas, just between November and December. The area that's not been fully reconstructed, the areas were patched to enable traffic to move, and that helped a great deal. So I found myself going to the East. I did spend the whole day going from Lagos to Anambra State, which has been the case in the last 10 years.
Considering the state of Nigerian roads, infrastructure became a major challenge just before 2015 and just before this government came into power. And anybody would think that there needs to be a strategy in the way and manner government run interconnectivity between the road, the rail, the water transportation. From what the minister said, does it make sense at all the manner in which the government is approaching interconnectivity, road networks, and other form of transportation in Nigeria?
I agree with the minister absolutely. I will tell you this: if you read the various development plans and up to Vision 2010 developed by the Nigerian government and the stakeholders, there is an integrated approach. But the practice, the implementation is another matter. In the last, I'm afraid since 1999, there has not been an integrated, coordinated approach to development of various sectors of communication in Nigeria, railway, maritime, air. Not yet. Maybe we're about to start seeing that. But what I want to say is that there is a very important economic consideration for reconstructing the roads. Roads in Nigeria play what I may regard as a more significant part in our social and economic life than in the developed world, where the rail system works, where air transport works, where maritime works. In Nigeria, everything is done by road, from hauling cement from Ibese, Ogun State, up to somewhere in Ebonyi State and so on and so forth. Lifting from petroleum products from Lagos, they're imported to other parts of the country because the pipelines sometimes are not working, destroyed, or the railway does not carry the petroleum products. So everything hinges on roads. That's why we have to take roads very seriously. But that notwithstanding, I was talking about economic considerations. The minister did say that if you look at the different parts of the country, there is something produced in any country, I mean in any states, maybe maize, maybe cocoyam, maybe yam, and so on and so forth. And the routes must be connected. They must be fixed. If you don't do that, then you're creating a very serious problem.
Okay. All right.
But excuse me, beyond that, is that from the experience of the US, if you look at the American history in 1929, when the economy went kaput, during the time of FDR, is building of infrastructure that went a long way to reflect the economy. So America was able to pull out of a long, deep recession.
Okay, I will come to some issues regarding quality of the roads, especially in the east where you travel a lot to, because I did ask the minister about the materials being used. But let me quickly bring Mr. Chatanwaze, who is the head of research, SBM Intelligence, who joins us from Benin City. Many thanks, Mr. Nwaze, for joining us on the program. You listened to what the Minister of Power Works and Housing said about the plans and the strategy and the manner in which they want to approach the construction of roads in Nigeria. Do you agree with that idea, or do you think in a long time, in a short time, it will work?
I agree with that in many aspects. I agree with the minister. However, one thing that I'm always cautious about is we're always long on planning, but short on actual implementation. Some of these routes are economically important, but I'll give an example. For example, one economically important route is the A2, which runs from Port Harcourt to Kano through Benin. It's bad in many spots, but when I passed through that road last week, the only construction work I saw was around the Benin bypass. And from Benin all the way to Okinawa. So yes, there is some work going on in various places along our roads here and there, but I don't think it's nearly enough.